Welcome to the vault. It is Monday and we're going to talk about records, of course. What else? A lot of black metal. There is one death metal tape in here for the freaks, and then that's it. We are listening to Oud and Bezeten, Old and Possessed on Hayden's Heart Records, limited to 666 it seems. Domini Inferi, Funeral Winds, Gull, Lugubre, Sauron, Wrok and Zwartplaag, all Dutch bands. Put this on because we will reside in the Netherlands a lot in this video, so yeah, very cool release, cool, whatever. There you go, that's what we're listening to. I think this is still available, I'm not sure. Like I said, one death metal release, and that's this one, Larvae or Larvea, I'm not sure. Acid Horror Cult from, always forget. Pretty sure it's Romania, but I always forget. Discussing Dennis and Mrs. what's her name again? Lucilia Sericata. Yeah, drudging, lugubre death metal. The sound is like this portrait photo. These are the two responsible for this racket. Yeah, very putrid East Bloc death metal with. She does something weird with her vocal. She sucks in air, and it makes a really weird sound. It has that, it's not really gurgling, but it's more like, yeah, very confusing. Very confusing. It's a promo flyer with abraded, I think abraded on the back. Then there was one more, Extremely Rotten and Unholy Domain Entity Cadaveric Necrogrind, a compilation of LA's Dead Grind Cult. There you go. That looks like an interesting one. And there's some more stuff. I think they're from Italy, but I'm not sure. But yeah, Larvae, check them out. There is not a release of them that it's not mind-blowing stuff, but I always thought it was kind of fantastic what they were doing. Just file shit. I'm going to do the Zine verse first. This was from a Hayden's Heart order that will be later in the bunch, but I always forget to show the zines, and this is Ancient Spirit Terror number 6. I got 5 because it had Agent Hounds in there, I think F3 and I don't know the other one. This one has, for example, Mortuary Drape, Nocturnal Breed, Ancient, Necromaniac, Moonen of Xesbet, which piqued my interest, Baphomancia, Gehenna is in here, I've seen. What else? Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in here. It's actually a very thick magazine. Now I'm just scrolling. There you go. The Gehenna stuff. Oh yeah, there was one that I was starting to read, the Obok, which you don't see too many articles about. So yeah, it's a very good scene. Like I said, I think Germany, but I'm not sure. Is there something more to show? Cemetery Fog. Also some new stuff to discover. Yeah. There you go. One more picture, but yeah, they have a distro it seems. So delving into that. Actually a good one. Love the first one or the 5th one in this too. I'm going to start off in France before we take a detour into, I think, in the entire continent of Europe. But I'm going to talk about these records. I've showed them before, I think in the last part of a video, maybe the last video I shot, but I didn't felt like showing them then because we were showing a lot of records. Plus these are records I already talked about that are in the collection somewhere. But this was one of those after midnight inebriated orders. I told myself Friday night I wasn't going to get them, and then Friday, Saturday I got them. And actually I have to thank my aunt for these, weirdly, because she sponsored for my birthday. But yeah, that's maybe weird considering these records. French Board Funeral, Black Flame of Unholy Hate, 95, 96. I think most of the stuff was recorded around them. The demos, yes, studio rehearsals. Yeah, it's all around that time period. Nice picture. It's also on the new long sleeve that Ancient Dead is doing. These are the picture disc versions, so you know what you get. These are pure for the cosmetics of the thing. But yeah, absolute stone cold classics in the French genre. If you want to know more about the band, I suggest you read the Bardo Methodology interview they did in the compendiums. It's all in there. This is the band after they kind of, I don't know if they broke up. Yeah, I don't know. This is just a continuation. Senior Roland with Consumatum Est, another classic within the genre. There you go. Love these pictures. I'm not going to talk too much about it because I talked about them to death last time. Went in deep, so there you go. Love this picture, of course. This is a classic one, and then the cover. They're nicely done, but they remain picture discs. So the sound isn't too bad if you don't own these records and you want to have them on a just nice looking format. These are not bad. Considering these are demos from 96, 95. This was recorded 99, 2000, 2001. So yeah, you know what you're gonna get sound-wise. So a picture disc really doesn't hurt the sound quality here, but yeah, you know what you get. There you go, black metal Blitzkrieg. This was live in Bladel in the Netherlands, 17 April of 2004 at the Black Metal Blitzkrieg Fest. This is the reunion show, or the first reunion show that they did back. I think this was a New Era production, or the show offshoot. Some live pictures there, and of course this also has the picture disc, the cover, and then the people in the band. Yeah, necessary to get them if your collectors come, I guess so. Otherwise you can skip them. There was this Drakkar catalog with a nice picture. You know what you get. Shirts. But yeah, so much for France. My notes. Cheers. Cheers MP for sponsoring the show. Let's see, speaking about sponsoring the show, somebody contacted me, Anger, I think his name is ANGR, from Black Casket Records, straight out of the Ukraine, and he just talked to me on Instagram and said, hey, I have this project, I have this label, can I send you something? I said, yeah, sure, why not? And it was this one. Now, I have to disappoint the guy, I don't know what this means, it's kind of a horrible room thing, but it's a Night Curse, and I immediately recognized the cover, because this was also re-released, or this is a re-release, it was released on Night Vision at first. The thing is called Night Curse, and it's Ukrainian Vampyre, but I'm not sure that that is what it says there. But yeah, cover looks incredible, the artwork is incredible. It is a young label, mostly tapes, I think, because I'm pretty sure this is his first vinyl release, but it's all looks very good quality. This is just the printed inner sleeve. It comes with a lot actually for such a record. There you go, another killer picture. Lyrics, but I think the titles are in English, but the lyrics are in Ukrainian. Yes. A weird logo there. Very raw, dissonant, black metal. The European feel, I don't know. It kind of feels at home in that Night Vision, Never Forget the Cult, those first records that were coming out. Kind of feels at home there. I haven't checked the other Black Casket titles, but it seems it's comparable to something like Phantom Allure, for example. Has some colorful synth tapes, and then it has this weird Kraken black metal. He put in some promo in the form of tapes. I'm not going to get into all of them, but yeah, it's actually nice to put promo put these as promo in. There you go. Let's see what else is in here. There you go. This looks kind of familiar, but yeah. This is the Black Casket distro. And then one more that piqued my interest, and this looks incredible. So I'm going after this one to see what it is. But yeah, Anger, I guess that's how I pronounce it. Thank you very much for this one. I enjoyed it. Like I said, it's very raw and dissonant, but the music kind of shines through. It's not just pure aggression and pure torment. There is some music being played. He himself deemed it unlistenable, but I think that's just you know, him being modest or something like that. Thank you. Always great to have stuff like that. And I immediately recognized that, you know, that underbite vampire on the cover. Very cool. Then one more before the halftime break. Showed this maybe before, I think, in the reaction video I did. This is Stanga Regal with title, here we go, Na Sever Srdka, something like that. These guys are from Czechoslovakia. It is one of the guys, I think Adam from Mellow Carpathian, that is behind this one together with his brother. What this is a record that they have been writing for ages, since they were young actually, because when they started to listen to this kind of black metal, and I'm talking about early Satyricon, early Ulver, all that Norwegian nature worship, they want to do, or they want to have an ode to that kind of stuff. But from articles, and there was an article in Ancient Archivist, I think, and then the second Medieval Prophecy Records both had interviews with Adam. And yeah, they said they weren't proficient enough, or that they made some demos but never got around to release it or do anything with it. This took some time to make and record and put out, but I think it's a very good record. It has all the hallmarks of a record from that period. There are mistakes on here that are intentional, or it's intentional that they leave them on, but yeah, it's just a very good record. The thing that is mostly prominent on this one is the synth tone, or the key tone is very dry, old school dungeon synths, but it goes into a lot of territory, and I think a lot of people enjoy this one. So yeah, I can only recommend it highly. I've shown everything that is in here. There's some promo material in here, but yeah, came with this sticker. I think there's a color version of this one, and that had a patch with it, I think, and one more thing, but yeah. This is out on Hexen Cave. There's some promo here. Triumph Genius, we know them from New Era. There's some more, but I don't know what to make out of all of it. There you go. But yeah, Stanga Regal is a recommendation, pure song. Comes with this poster. It's a different beast than Malakarpeden. I've skimmed that band but never really gotten into it, just because I think I was listening for something that wasn't there. It's not black metal, it's more heavy metal mixed with influences, but yeah, this one got me good. This is, like I said, just a regular version. The color version was sold out because this actually is out from the beginning, I think maybe even January of 2022. It completely skipped my radar, mostly because I don't check Malakarpeden, I guess, but yeah. Very good records, and a high recommendation if you're into, like I said, early Holvig with Bergstad, something like that. There we go, cough. Yeah, check it out, and if you want it, I think make sure you hurry up, because the band is sold out. There's maybe some that the label still has in stock, but yeah, we'll see. I'll be right back with part 2. Still listening to Oud en Bezeten, and we are going to delve into an order I did from Hasweg earlier last week. These came in on Friday, lightning fast, so yeah, I was able to listen to them and talk about them. Haven't really heard everything, but close enough. The first one is one I finally pulled the trigger on, and that's this one, Ildjarn and Hate Forest with their split. Those once mighty fallen. And immediately when I put this up, I got questions what I thought about how they, how Osmos, I think, yes, Osmos handled this record. It's a weird story and you can't find anything. It's the created by Ildjarn mid-90s and restored in 2013. It's Ildjarn Nidhogg tracks that are with consent or without consent, I don't know. Same deal goes for Hate Forest, created by Hate Forest 2001 and restored in 2012. So yeah, it's a weird record. It's not per se a bootleg, but you know, if you don't have the permission of the artists, what is it then? I don't know. But yeah, great tracks by both bands. I've listened to the Ildjarn, Hate Forest. I skimmed a bit, but I need to get into that band more. I have Age of the Centaur, I guess, from last year, but I'm complete blank spot on that band. Forest Crypt, Ashes of Stars, Birds of Misty Dusk, Gates to Bottomless Halls, Mountains Covered with Snow Forever, and Northern Kingdoms Fell. There's nothing that comes with these records. It's just they were available forever and I never pulled the trigger on them. Not per se because of the story, but you know, I don't know why. It is the white vinyl and it's 2 times side A, side B. This is the Ildjarn side A, side B. Yeah, great tracks, and for the Ildjarn completist, maybe a must-have in the end, because this is not a re-release. This is the first time this is put out on vinyl by Osmos. So yeah. I don't know what more to say about it. If you know both bands, you know they are pretty good. So Hausweg Homo, stupid ass cover with sharks. I don't know what that is. Nation War, weird cover. Is there anything on there? I don't know any of these bands actually. Yeah. Flyers. What's this? Yes, the Osmos sheet. Let's delve further. So yeah, those Once Mighty Fallen. It is, I mean, it's a great record. That's all I'm going to say about it. Yeah, I hated the cover for a long time, but now that I see it in person, it's actually quite cool. Yeah, there you go. If you know more, please feel free. Then these two I will show as a package. This is Laskovic and the Laskovic Marlabok Verzinvatar, I think. Czech, maybe, those two. One is Dungeon Synth-esque and one is Dungeon Synth and black metal. Czechy. I'm blanking. It's clearly that I bought them for the Laskovic side. I'll show this one first. This is called Deep Horizons of Eternity. And these were put out through Dark Hidden Productions. These are actually older records. This one is from 2007, the split, but only came out on a CD. Now they decided to, it's a Argentinian French label. It's in my notes somewhere. Argentina and Italy. They have a base in Italy now. And yeah, they re-released or finally released this on vinyl. Last week on this recording were VJC and ZVH. Like I said, I have no clue about the other one. I know Marlabok is kind of prolific in their own right because they have a lot of material out. That's what I saw, but I don't know. This is their it's their first full length. I'm blanking on that one too. It is once again the first time on vinyl. They after a bunch of demos in 2012 they put out this one. This is called Frost Winds of the Apocalypse, I think. Yes, Frost Winds of the Apocalypse is a weird font there. So yeah, here we go. This is the cover, and then the back. Good track list. 8 tracks on here, 7 tracks on here. Lyrics for 1 track. And then here on better. Laskovic is a band that came from the ashes of Angkor. If you remember, that Hibs released their only album or only demo, I think, in one of his first batches. It's been some time ago since I picked that one up. They also have Svetovit now and Sun Chariots. It's all within that crew or within that group of people that those bands reside. I think Svetovit and Laskovic are for me the I don't know, the most listened to, because the Sun Chariot records I don't have, so I haven't heard them. But yeah, this American crew from California, they are closely tied to the Brotherhood of Light label and recording studio, and the entire thing is under that name. Blazebird Hall influence, Branikald, Forest influence on here. So they look at that part of the European, or the Russian, I should say, black metal scene. The 2006 Gunshot Ring Over Finland Streets had a more, it's always very snowy, ice colds, deals about wastelands, deals about glory, deals about death and survival. I think survival is one of the themes on here. After those demos, the vocals kind of changed, and in the demo period or in the earlier period, he had this more classic, high-pitched black metal vocal. But the voice evolved later and is now more of a speaking voice, especially on this one, so you can hear the lyrics really clear. Yeah, it has this very old sound, like almost ancient, like maybe something like the Blazebird Hall bands had. But yeah, their last release is a Sun Chariot split, and I think if you are into Blood and Crescent releases, for example, maybe check out Last Week too. Yeah, they had records, or the Blood and Crescent distro had records of them too. So I don't think there's no link, I'm sure, but you know, they are in spirit maybe linked. Did I write anything down? Yeah, I have the Asgard Mysteries. That's how I got to know them. But yeah, last week is I've written down, what is it? A Slavic wood spirit, a wolf riding a wolf, the protector of the forest. So, there you go. It is an interesting band. I don't think it's for everybody, but if you're into it, it is a very hateful, cold sounds inspired by the likes of Branikald and Forest. So I think a lot of people would be interested in something like that. But yeah, who knows? This is still from the Hasweg. This is Wrok with the Onheilsbolden. Now, Wrok, we are in the Netherlands. Did we hit the Netherlands yet? No. So this is the first time. Special band within the Dutch scene. I know them for a long time, but never really got into them, simply because of, I guess, how things look, but I'm not sure, or maybe I wasn't ready for it. I think Terminus podcast kind of put me onto them, just because the black metal guy is a real big enjoyer of this band. They had a reputation. I have this one, the Dutch Black Metal Encyclopedia, and it says here, so Wrok was formed by Hakel Dama vocals and Azagus on guitar in '96, which is, early. It's like funeral, that period. They were a two-piece, and they had a drum computer at first. They have the reputation of putting on live shows, especially in Baruch, that are too much for the people working there, because they literally pulled the plug out. It's on here somewhere. And it also says, let's see, later they attracted Michiam drums, Ex Nosferatu, Black Art, and The Hidden, recommended to them by Apator, which was one of the figures within that early scene. They recorded Rehearsal Studio. There was one song on here. Oh yeah, the Baruch show was with Barathrum, which will come up, and Sabbath from Japan. That gig gave them the reputation of being one of the worst live bands ever. Yeah, that's the one where they had to pull the plug. They have these insane visuals, it seems, that were too much for but yeah. Ontgrafenis demo rehearsal 97, Duisternis rehearsal 4 and September 1999. So they have some stuff on here. They this is from, I'm blanking on when it's recorded or when it was put out, 2017. Oh, there we go. It's on the cover. It's actually more listenable than I thought. When I heard the black metal guy talk about it, it was like Botulistum, for example. That was the band that conjured in my head something that was more noisy, more chaotic. These are actually kind of straightforward songs. They are in Dutch, the lyrics, so that makes it a bit weird maybe for someone to listen to. I like Dutch lyrics, especially when they have that, that really Dutch sounding stuff. But yeah, music and text by Wrok between 96 and 98, recorded in 2016. And then there is an interpretation song, On the Wings of Azazel by Countess. Yeah, they played with those bands, Countess, Barathrum. There are a lot of, gigs that they did. He has a Barathrum shirt, so they are all linked in that sense. Comes with a printed. Arjen from Heinz Hart wrote this in March 2017. And yeah, it has a piece out of a news article or something like it, where they present the show with Barathrum and Countess. And then there's just some info, but basically it's always the same info everywhere. If you can find something about them, it's always that they were kind of the bad boys of the Dutch scene at the time. Yeah. How is it? I'm struggling here today. There you go. Then there's this weird beast. Interesting bands. I'm fully in now just because I was expecting something very dissonant and unlistenable, and it's actually, yeah, more listenable and enjoyable. So it is not standard, I would say, but it's far from what I was expecting. But yeah, Wrok. There you go. Okay, music. There we go. I really stumbled through that Wrok because I was missing some information. If I prepare too much, it's not good. If I prepare too little, it's not good. But yeah, let's continue. We are listening to the Night Curse Records Black Casket. Put it on so you can check it out for yourself. I think he still has some copies. I mentioned the next band before, and these are the 3 last records for tonight. It's a short one, but more will come. This is the Finnish Barathrum, one of the bands that I, once again, know for a long time, but never took the time to really delve in, or because they have a lot of material. The Hel Sova, the guy behind the band, or the spilfiguur, or the main guy, his name is Sova, and all the full lengths up until now, I think there's one outside of the flock. It has this Morbid Angel like Altars, Blasts, Covenant, and ABCD. He has it with with Hail Sova. So Hailstorm is the first one, Eerie is the second one, and it goes. So they have a lot of material. That's what I want to say. And before we get to the full lengths, there are the demos, and this is the Demonos put out through, which is Saturnal Records. I think the Blood Red Fog people are behind that label. Barathrum, sorry, is a Finnish band. They started in the early 90s. They were Dark Feast, I think around 90, and then they 91, 93, they had one demo called Hail Satan, which is actually a rehearsal tape that was in 91. Then they moved to Helsinki, or they ended up in Helsinki, but not before. They made a small detour through Hovaniemi, where they hooked up or where they met up with the Beherit brethren. Is it like Beherit? No, I think Eerie kind of gets the comparison with drawing down the moon now and then. I think Beherit gets their inspiration more from the weird bastardization of proto-black first wave, some war metal in there and some death metal in there. I think Barathrum doesn't hide the fact that they get their stuff from the doom elements, Black Sabbath, Candlemass, Necromancia from Greece. They were contemporaries more than they were influenced by them, but yeah, they just openly talk about that one. This is the triple gatefold that holds all of the official, like he said, demos. You have 6-ish demos. There's from Black Flames of the Witchcraft from 91. There's Witchmaster also from 91. What's the other one? Battlecry 92. Then Sanctus Satanas from 93. And there's one more with the Soaring Up from Hell from 93. And then Sanctatism Coloris Satanas from 92. But they are not on here. So I don't know in what capacity he says they are, original demos or official demos, because just like Beherit with Turbo, they had some stuff that kind of went awry for them. I think one of the labels, maybe the first one, was supposed to come out on an American label together with Archgoat, but they quickly removed themselves from that equation. I don't know why. If you read articles by them, and there are quite a few, for example, this Battlecry zine, an official Barathrum fanzine, it's done by them, and I think he writes all the bio and all the texts himself, because you kind of feel his voice in everything. There he is with the human bones on the witch drum. Yeah, interesting band to say the least. An interesting guy to say the least. This came with a patch. There was a white bone edition and a glow in the dark. I just opted for the black because that was the only thing that was still available. They, like I said, they hooked up with Beherit's Nuclear Holocaust of Vengeance, who produced, I think, the first demo or the first demos. They even had a high school band together called Trash Cruiser, but I don't think they released anything. Then, after all the demos, I think in 95, I know in 95, the first full-length came. This is Hailstorm, and there are a lot of first releases on vinyl. I think this one, the Eerie one, the last 2 weeks are all first released on vinyl, so yeah, there's a team there. This is Hailstorm, like I said, the first full-length by them. Yeah. It is very inspired by Doom, but it has this, when they go mid-based, it feels very black metal in a sense, but there's always that Doom undertone. It's inescapable. What they had is a lot of personnel changes. So the main guy, Demon Sova, is always the one behind the band, but at some point, because he also on a demo played bass, he also drummed, he did the war drums like I just showed. And at some point this band had 3 bass players, so they get a little bass heavy here and there, but it gives the vocalist himself, it gives him the room to exercise his voice in a different way than another band would, because the guitar isn't really present or prominent. It is present, but not prominent in the mix, so yeah. It is a weird sound, but like, if you hear those years, this is from 95, so it is after everything in Norway, but it's still a really weird band. There you go. Very cool live picture by him. This guy's censored, I don't know why. Yeah, love that picture. They have really sick pictures. Is it on this? Or was it in the demo? This is the second pressing of this one, and this is put out through Hayden's Heart and Nuclear War Now. This is a clear silver, you don't see it now, but it kind of shines through. And then the C and D side is a an even more clear one, and then it has the logo on there. Hailstorm, yes. Let's see. What did I write down? Gnawing, slowing Black Doom, yes. Very primitive in sound and intention, like I said with the witch drums. It's just bashing in some cases, but it's always with purpose. It's not just making noise. That makes them probably more influential than they get credit for. The samples on here are a bit too good in quality, so it kind of falls off here and there, but yeah, it's like they were layered on top of the entire record. But yeah. Gate to Jet Black Desires, the first track on side 3 is really a real banger. When they start there, I think side 3 is just my favorite, and I love it when an album just builds up, and then ends very strong with 4 tracks. Slavery and Delusion, Inferno Winds, and Hailstorm. Yeah. Barathrum musicians on this album, Demonos, that's everything, and Infernos, sorry. So he has vocals, electric 4-string bass guitar with distortion, of course, percussion effects, electric 6-string guitar, it's on there, and then Infernos with electric 4-string bass guitar, so 2 basses, and then Pimea on drums. There you go, classic logo. That is the first one, that is Hailstorm. And then we have the more well-known cover, I guess, Eerie. There you go. Same story. It's not that they are playing something different all of a sudden, but there is a giant leap in production on this record. Considering Hailstorm was the first one, this is from 95, so it's beginning of 95's Hailstorm. This is late 95, but still 2 full lengths in about a year, and there is a difference in sounds. If that's positive or negative, that I'm not going to speak on that. It's positive or negative is, I don't know what I wrote there. They kind of found their sound. I don't know if this is the pinnacle. For some it is. They have a lot of albums after this, which would be stupid to have the full length as the pinnacle, but yeah, I have to confess that I didn't make it past Eerie for now. The other covers look grotesque, so I don't know. Artwork is still very important to me. Also put out through Hagen's Hart and New Era. Let's see. Much clearer and better production. Doubling up the vocals, I think. There is this weird thing going on, and yeah, there's a lot going on with the vocals. Like I said, when you don't have the guitar going nuts, it's much clearer to hear them. And this one, yeah, this has the triple bass on here, which gives it a incredible low rumbling. I don't know, it's monstrous. Yeah, once again, that doomish influence. They say Candlemass is very important, Black Sabbath is very important, so I don't know what more to say about them. I love the cover on this one. It is a bit it's a bit ugly, but I still love it to death. The Twilight on here was my favorite track, once again. Side 3, the first track, I don't know why that is, but yeah. It has double hard bass, which is really, really weird. And I was going to do the experiment, because it's a really slow track or a mid bass track. If I could listen to it on 45, if it would be blasting black metal, but I just forgot. From track 6, I said it just takes off. So yeah, once again, the latter half of this record. Black Goat is the follow-up track, also very, very good. So 6, 7, and 8 are the fire tracks. I put a flame there, so yeah. The Devilry promo, I don't know why I wrote that down, but if you play Barathrum, I would say play it really loud on your speaker. It makes a difference. This is the only pressing for now, just black, there is no color. This came out one time, like I said, the Hailstorm is on its second pressing already. Yeah, glad to finally jumped in. This one is on or in here too. Devonos with his witch drum, Devonosova and the macabre drumsticks. It's 2 human femur bones. There we go. Devilry Mini CD and the Disciples of Filth is a split with Wrok, so that is the link. Once again, it has, I put this one in there. This is the glossy version. There's also that other version, and this one is more readable. No, the other one is more readable. This kind of fades out here and there, so it makes it a bit harder to read, but yeah. Came with a sticker. What else is in here? There you go, Wrok, the new full length, which I'm waiting on the LP version. But yeah, love how that guy looks with the hood. And then I don't know what this is, but it looked good. Also something on Hayden's Heart. There you go. And then this one's for Charlie. I hope you know what I mean. That's it. Yeah, some good records. I kind of fucked up on Wrok, but he will be back for more because there's more coming in. Going to put them all away. Maybe show this one. This was the bonus 7-inch that I had thrown in. Cervical smear, suffocated with duct tape, raped and discarded. So yeah, I haven't checked it out yet, but it looks insane. Antipathic Records, World Press from 2019. We'll see. It is a completely white center 7-inch, but yeah, thanks for the extra, but it looks insane. That's it. I'll see you later this week. I'm going to do the cassette tag, I think, if I find the time, and then just another update and wait for the interviews to come in. But there will be some. That's it. Record's almost done. I'm done, and I'll see you soon.